We need to consider for 2,500 years ago, their society, okay? That society, woman is sell and buy, okay? Kind of similar to slave. So if you want to get wife, and she needs to pay money from the other house, and then get in the house, she got the power against husband. She's more power than man, even 2,500 years ago. So that historical background we need to consider for that. But now is we need to translate to Confucius' idea. Woman is in society and man and woman equal rights, right? Working it together. And based on the kind of current situation, Confucius said, from man's side, woman is very hard to handle. Okay, difficult to co-work with them. But woman side the same thinking against men. So man and woman is completely different. Confucius said. So this kind of sort of thing we should understand. So most difficulty is how to persuade woman or how to persuade wife to get your side. If you can success, woman is your side, you can succeed in your country. You can persuade one person is equal to 1 million people persuade. If you cannot succeed your wife, you cannot persuade your wife, you cannot do nothing at all. This is what Confucius said.
Yeah.
So this guy he didn't say that, but my understanding for Confucius is like that.
So basically, I know when Confucius says the difference between men and women, I think that basically what he means is that you need to educate yourself, you need to become a gentleman, but at the same time you need to be able to bridge gaps with other people. Now, where is the best area to bridge gaps is if you are able to bridge gaps between a different kind of person, like your wife, then actually you have started to create leverage, so you can actually create followers. So if you can manage your wife, you are able to bridge gaps. That capacity is necessary to bridge gaps with other men in order to lead. I think nowadays the difference between men and women is much less at that time. So how Confucius is still relevant is that it's still a matter of developing yourself, but now instead of having to persuade your wife, we need to look at how to bridge gaps with people who are not exactly the same like you. Like, for example, in our context, how to bridge gaps with foreigners. If you manage to build up a relationship with one foreigner, with two foreigners, then you created the beginning of creating leverage, of expanding your influence outside yourself, and actually not only absorbing knowledge, but also spread that knowledge and experience to other people, and thereby gain influence.
Yes, that is what it said as a self-cultivation, and as historical background, as information has been changed, and some lesson as a practical aspect of the teachings has been also, I think it should be changed.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So that some example, the treatment on the women in the time is just one aspect of the practical implementation. So I think that's been changed.
Right, but the letter, just like the Bible, has not been changed over thousands of years. The teachings of Confucius have not been changed, have not been touched. Well, the Bible has been actually, to be honest, the Bible has been modernized. It's not exactly the same.
Let's give me that code.
Oh. It's not exactly. It's not exactly the same as it was when it was written about 1700 years ago, but still, it's more or less intact. But I don't think we can just look at it literally and say, okay, this is where we can one-on-one apply the lessons of Confucius. We need to put it in context and understand that it was written in a completely different era, different time, and it has generic value, but it also needs to be updated for today's society in order to. And if we don't do that, we lose the significance of the document because it doesn't apply to today's society anymore. So it's actually, we owe it to Confucius and we owe it to the Bible to interpret it not literally, but to interpret it figuratively and find value in the document and apply it to today's society instead of looking at it literally. Because honestly, I can't do much with the difference between men and women. Yeah, of course there are some differences, but basically society has changed a lot. The situation of women has changed a lot, and we cannot simply dismiss any relationship between men and women as between two different animals.
I don't. I can't agree with you.
I know.
I tell you, Japanese, company, how define what the diversity means. What the diversity means?
Diversity means people with different backgrounds, whether it is gender backgrounds, whether it is cultural backgrounds, whether it is economical backgrounds. Diversity. Basically, people with different mindsets, bringing them together and trying to find synergy.
No. In Japan, man and foreigner.
So what it means in Japan.
Woman, foreigner. Woman and foreigner is the same. Another world. Another cosmos.
Yeah,
This is Japanese
Impossible
version,
to communicate with. So this is Japanese company say diversity.
Right. Which is ridiculous.
No, ridiculous. This is Japanese culture.
Right.
Right?
So in this respect,
how he's right.